Hey guys, and welcome to my review of the Codename Sailor V manga. For years we've had to rely on the original Japanese version to get our Sailor V fix. Now finally, after all these years, we're actually getting an official English language release. As with the new English Sailor Moon manga, the new Sailor V manga also uses the re-released new Japanese editions, which had new color pages, some revised interior artwork, and brand new covers. For all intents and purposes, it pretty much is identical to the Japanese version, as you can see here, though it is slightly bigger to keep in form with the usual American manga size, and they've replaced the slipcase, which is usual in the Japanese releases, with more of the regular glossy cover that you'd expect in an American book release. This is just a small difference and doesn't really detract from this release at all. Kodansha has done a great job with this release. The image quality is fantastic, and in a lot of places actually looks better than the original Japanese release due to the better quality paper used. Unfortunately, I can't give it a full 5 stars for presentation due to a few glitches that I will get into a bit later in the review. If this is your first time reading the Sailor V manga, you're definitely in for a nice surprise. While at first it appears to follow the same formula as the first volume of Sailor Moon, by the end you see it definitely begins to have its own character and personality, appearing a lot more fun, but also revealing a huge amount of background information with Sailor Venus's past life on the planet Venus, even revealing her own princess castle that orbits the planet Venus, and it gets really interesting as her memories really do start to awaken a lot faster than the other characters. This book is also more surprising than the Sailor Moon manga, as it really does take more risks with the character, develops her more as she's the only major hero in the series, and also gets to explore her relationships with her amazing supporting characters that really do get overlooked a lot by the fandom. While there are some serious dramatic moments, where this volume really excels is in its comedy. A prime example is the chapter at the airport, which is absolutely hilarious. Most importantly, the story flows really well from panel to panel, earning it 5 stars. Unfortunately, while the story is really great and the presentation's pretty good with this release, it really is the English adaptation that lets it down. As with the Sailor Moon manga, the Japanese honorifics have been left in this English adaptation. Again, these have no place in an official English release. Even if you are a fan of the Japanese honorifics, there still is a lot in this volume not to be happy about. The sound effects are completely distracting and take you really out of the reading experience. Sometimes they're translated into complete gibberish English sound effects, and sometimes they're just romanizations of the Japanese sound effects, which again just have no place in an official English release. This inconsistency in translation even continues into character names. A good example is the word hime, which was translated as princess in the Sailor Moon manga, which was translated by the same translator. However, the character in Sailor V, Shizuka Hime Dark, was not translated at all, and was left as Shizuka Hime Dark. It really could have been translated as Princess Shizuka Dark, or even Dark Princess Shizuka. There really was no reason for it not to be translated, especially when you've already decided to translate the word in another volume. Something that will really infuriate fans is the fact that I was once again mistranslated as Beauty. This is really unforgivable, especially when you consider how famous Sailor Moon and Sailor V's introductions are as being the soldiers of love and justice, not beauty and justice. And also what's really crazy is the fact that I is such a basic Japanese word that even someone who's studying Japanese and is a pure beginner knows that I means love. There's no excuse for this to have happened at all. And while I will admit it is great to have the original Japanese names, and the story itself seems to be unedited in any major way, we still did get a character name change. The character name Luga is being translated as Lurga. It is a small change, but again, there was these kind of small character name changes that happened in the original manga that did annoy a lot of fans. Again, this is something that was changed for no reason at all, and it really just makes the whole translation look lazy. These issues, and the fact that there are basic grammar mistakes in the English, several pages with half-deleted kanji, and some even page numbering mistakes, it really just deserves a 1 and nothing more. Now, I'm a huge Codename Sailor V fan. It's one of my all-time favorite manga series, and I really recommend picking this up, especially if you've never actually read the series before. There is a lot more to it than it just being a basic solo adventure series with Sailor V. However, it boggles the mind how Kodansha, which is one of the biggest publishing houses in Japan, can be so lazy and rush their release of one of their most major, biggest franchises. It's because of this rushed translation that I'm giving it a realistic 2.5 stars. I would love to give it 5 stars purely out of my passion for this series and Sailor Moon in general, but it just wouldn't be a good review if I did. Make sure to check out the full written review on moonkitty.net for more information on this release.